Hopefully you guys can see me better than I can see me. Oh. I did that short earlier and showed you that knotted up 16 yards material. Well, I haven't measured it, but I trust them to be 16 yards. I just thought it would be on 2 bolts of 8 yards. But I was kind of crazy to put them in the wash like that, because I could have come upstairs while it was nice and fresh and unfolded some and cut some pieces to put in the wash. Oh well. So what I have is a big old bunch of stuff. And I worked through it and got it unknotted, but I don't have it totally like folded and pressed and all that stuff. So I'll show you my wad of material. I mean, I'm excited. I wish I could have found some other colors, because this is 100% cotton, and it was less than $2 a yard. Yes, I'm bragging, but not bragging. I'm so happy, happy to find deals like that, because that's not an everyday occurrence, Anyway, I'll show you my pile. Let's see what you can see. Okay, I've got it draped over here to start working on it, but then I've got it all over here. There's just a bunch and a bunch and a bunch and a bunch and a bunch more. Anyway, that's all right. Yeah, I did. Okay, I saw some strings. Okay, so the part that was all wound up and knotted, of course, was a little damp. But I figured by the time I get through ironing it and stuff, it'll be dry. Because we don't want to be having any problems. Like having it sit somewhere and get moldy or something. Okay. I've got to iron this. I'm not sure which way to go. But you can see, I'm sure, well, maybe you can't. I was going to say you could probably see all the wrinkles. But let's see which way should it go. La, 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 la. Well, since I'm going to mostly cut strips, I don't know, though, That is an idea. I haven't made myself a dress in forever. I don't know that I could find a pattern, because you need a pattern. I'm not that great. I mean, I can design kind of sort of what I like, but you need to put it together. Like I've got certain sleeves that I like, so I could have a pattern for the right size for the sleeve that I like. And then I'm not sure about the bodice. Even tent dresses. I used to call them tent dresses when I was young. I liked them. They just, they went out over your contour, and then they just draped down, and I thought they were cute. But I was young. I was a young thing, way before I left my mother. Yes, that's a song, and I'm running over my thing. Okay, stop that. What happened? Okay, it's underneath my deal. So as I'm dragging the iron, I'm dragging you guys there. Now. So anyway, I might just have to just start little by little, and I'll cut some strips. I'm excited to get all this material going on. And I don't know why my phone did that yesterday. It went light and dark and light and dark. Let's hope it doesn't. And here's another thing. You see that light up there in the ceiling? I think it might go light and dark. So I'm not sure if it's my phone or the light. And I'm sure hoping it's not my phone, because my phone is fairly new, and that would really be a drag if something went wrong with the phone. And it's not really, I'm not using it as a phone, I'm using it for YouTube, because it's got a better speaker, a better camera, and my other phone is old, it's ready to die. I thought they'd last, but oh no, they make them to die, They make you keep buying and buying. You can't have something that lasts. You know, it's not like they don't have billions of people, or we'll say millions, of people to sell them to. So how rich do they need to be? They got to keep messing with our phones. You know, on purpose. Yeah, I did get that pretty wrinkled up. I know, silly words from Mary Lou. Wrinkledy up, just like me. I'm going to just try to do a little at a time until I can get a hold on things. But this is nice cotton material. And it would. I could make some stuff. In the past, I already told you guys that. I've made a lot of things. But I'm no professional. But you know what? A professional is somebody who gets paid for their service. That doesn't mean they're any good. It just means someone paid for it. Sorry about my bangs. I need to figure out something to do about them things so that they're not hanging in my face, but not bulging out when I put it behind my ear. And yes, just see, I'm going to do it again. I got to do something to not do that. But it is neat to find material at a good price. And it's good material. I put my red that I already have, you know, those red strips I just cut. Looks almost identical. I don't know if you could tell them apart. But I don't think it was called Poppy. I'd have to look it up and see if it actually tells me. I don't even know if it's going to tell me again what the actual color is. But they look almost identical. So it's pretty cool. So a dress. But not really. I don't know that I'd make a dress. But I might make me a skirt. But you never know. I'll have to do some dreaming. I like dreaming. 'Cause dreaming can make you mine. Okay. With my little teeny iron. Okay, it didn't really fray that bad. I put this whole big old piece of material in there, but the bad thing is the wrinkles. It's almost kind of, not really. I was going to say, it's kind of like yarn when you get yarn all twisted up and you're trying to get it undone. Not happening. All right, so I'm going to get this and fold it up, I think, for this part that I've already got ironed. And I've got it all squared off, actually. It's really good. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Well, anyway, I just don't know. I know I've gotten carried away. There you go again. All right, doggone it. I'm going to have a fit here. Okay, up and at it. There. I know, that's my hand. This iron. Okay, I'll put you way over there. This iron keeps going underneath that arm and yanking you forward, upwards, outwards. There goes my hair behind my ears again. I can't seem to stop myself from doing that. Anyway, I love red. I guess I'm going to have to get a pair of boots. because well, it depends, okay? Okay, let's get this right. That's not squared off. Dadgummit. Kind of hard to do, but I just got to get it squared off up here, too. See, that might make a difference. Maybe. Doggone it. I really thought I had that under control. Ground control to Major Tom. I don't know the song. As usual. I guess I'm going to have to cut some stuff off. I didn't want to do that. Just don't want to. Anyway, a while back, and I mean, I guess it's been years now. Time keeps flying by, you know. I made okay, my ex, Joe. Let's see here. I sure hope I have that thing turned up. Anyway, he's a different bird. And I'm kind of a different bird. We know that I am. Ow. Do. I'm just wondering if I need to do more on this end to get it right on that end. Because it's not right here, that's for sure. Ground control to Major Tom. I just don't know. I made a mess. You know, I just had a memory flash. That happens. I was telling you about something else, but I can remember my mom having a weird type of I think it was her. You know, a type of iron that you would find at a dry cleaner's. But what it was you would lay the material over it. Yeah, I think that's just how it's going to be. You would drape the material over it, and then you would press something, maybe like a pressure foot for a... my hair's all messed up. I don't know what the control would be. If it was something that your knee tapped or something, but it would bring it down. It was big. A big thing. You would lay like a leg of a garment on it, and it would do the whole thing. It was not an iron, so to speak. All right. And I know, I was talking about making a skirt, and then I was talking about Joe. Memories that flow into the head. I made him some skirts. Of course, I loved them for me, so I made it for me too. Do. Anyway, they were really cute. In fact, I still have them. But we had to go and help Mom and Dad with their property. They had property they were trying to sell. And they had to fix it up. Somebody had moved out and made a mess and all that stuff. Ground control to Major Tom. So anyway, me and Joe had on this trip to go from Downs, Kansas to Perryton so we could help Mom and Dad. And I had a house there too. Joe got out of the, I don't even know what we were driving, but he got out. It seems like it was a truck. Maybe his blue truck was working then. But he got out of the truck. My mother's jaw about dropped to the floor. And especially the type of skirt that I made, because it was one that is elastic waist and then layered. Let's see if I can find it in here. I have two of them. I do not know what happened to the third one, and I don't remember what the material was. But I will show you my little skirts. It is not a skirt you would think for a guy, okay? But all he wanted was to be able to flow. Instead of be all sweating and stuff, you know. You guys will know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'll back up and see if I can show you. I had it folded up in a drawer. So I don't know if you can see it or not, okay? So it's elastic in the waist. And then you've got one size, and then it goes down bigger, and then bigger. So it's flowy, okay? And actually, and these are skulls. I found some material that he liked, or we liked, or I don't know. But here's another one. I wonder what happened to the other one. Because I made 3. This one is owls. Let's see if you can see the owls. A birdhouse, or is it an owl? It's an owl. So there's owls and trees. Oh, my back is popping. So it goes about 6 inches under my knee. So these skirts I would want boots with, is I guess what made me think about them. And also maybe making me a skirt. I don't know if I want to make a solid red, but maybe. And do I want it to go to the floor? Or do I want it to be, how should I do that? Do it like it was. Yes, they're folded up in a drawer. I probably should have them hanging in the closet so I can remember to wear them. I think the other one might have been a solid color, but I just don't know what happened to it. Yes, so I bought the material. I made these when we were living in the big house in Downs. But my mother. And then here's another story for you guys. Same time frame, Joe's in that skirt. And we're at a park. I mean, we're on our way back home, I think. I'm pretty sure. On the way home from, God, it seems like Denver. It couldn't have been. I might be misspeaking. But we were on our way somewhere, and we were going through the Denver. It's not Denver, but it's the mountain range. The mountain range through, you would be leaving Denver and going through, or you just would be driving through. It was beautiful, though. The country was beautiful, and there were rivers, and, you know, like you're going up through the canyon. I'm going to tell you a story, and it's a true story, and just don't get mad. It's so funny, though. So we're at this park, and we're tired. We've been driving and driving. We're trying to get a little sleep, even though we're at it's not a park, it's like a rest area. That's what it was a rest stop. And these two guys are on these 2 motorcycles, and they park, and I think they might be maybe a little funny. Maybe I shouldn't have said funny. We'll just say gay. They were happy. But they weren't, because one of those motorcycles fell over. Me and Joe were laying on a blanket trying to, relax a little bit. And I said to Joe, now mind you, Joe's got a skirt on. He's got one of those skirts on. and they couldn't get that bike up. And Joe's just a little guy. I mean, really, he's a little guy. But he's a powerhouse, or he used to be. He's not anymore. But the point is, I said, Joe, can't you go help them get that bike up? So he goes over there. He gets up and goes over there, and he's wearing a skirt. not a kilt, but a skirt, like the one I just showed you. And he goes over there, and he picks that freaking motorcycle up, slips it up. There you go. Comes back and lays back down. But I bet he fooled those people. There's a little guy wearing a skirt come over and pick up his freaking bike off the ground. Anyway, I'm just saying, I had a memory flash, so I thought I'd share. Yeah. Some little people have some hidden power sometimes till they lose it. All right, so that's 19. 1, 2, 3 and a half. So we need 15 and a half. I bet this is, I know it said a different color, because I wouldn't have minded it being the same color. Where's it at? Okay, my rotary tool. I know, it's probably got some other name. So I want to show you guys this. All right, this is the one I just cut. Can you tell the difference? This is the material I already had, and it's called Poppy Red. I don't know what this one's called. Maybe it's Poppy also. Maybe I was lucky enough to find the same thing. But if you ask me, there might be a difference. But it's so slight. Maybe when I go back and look at my order. So close, you just can't really tell. So maybe it is. Anyway, I believe that's the one I just cut off, because they're both wrinkled. Okie dokie, I don't know. Maybe that's it, because it's darker. Maybe, no, that looks lighter. Let's see. All right, that one goes there, and this one goes here. Oh. Okay. Well, random thought. I have an appointment to see my cancer doctor next week. But I'm supposed to have a PET scan before that appointment. And soon enough that they've read it so she can tell me the results and stuff. So I called them today, and I'm going, no, I haven't gotten rescheduled, for that PET scan. And see, they have me on the schedule for the day after my doctor's appointment, okay? So I'll try to remember what I'm trying to say. I called. I talked to the one person. She said she gave me the number to call to Central Scheduling to get on the schedule for a PET scan. Well, I forgot they already had me scheduled, but they had me scheduled for the day after my appointment, and I probably just said that. But I should just make a long story short. Through the rigmarole, I just figured I was going to have to wait on the PET scan and wait to see the doctor until next month. Although I really want to see that PET scan. I want to see. My cancer markers were way down. Not down to normal, but down. They were 198 and 202. And the time before that, it was like 284. And I don't know what the other number was, but close. So I've been praying for a miracle, and I just want those numbers to go down, and I want this cancer to get the heck out of me. And I want to stop taking those damn treatments because they're making me all wrinkly, like this material. They're sucking out my hormones. Okay, they're stopping me from producing hormones, and then these injections that I get every month, every 28 days, are what they call degrading the receptors of the hormones. So on both sides of the street, they are taking away my hormones, which are drying me up like a prune. So no, I'm not very happy about that. I had to give it a little oomph. See, if I push hard enough, then I don't have to redo and redo and redo. Is that going to be the right one? I think they must be the same color because I can't hardly tell them apart. That looks like it's the other one. Okay, it is. So hard to tell. I'm gonna have to. I need to find out because they might just all be the same. Poppy. Yes, you know they make heroin out of poppies, right? But you also know that they make medicine for the pharmaceuticals from poppies. That's why they have some of our armed forces over there guarding poppy fields. Does that make sense, guys? Painkillers. But that's the color. I'm just saying. That's the color of my material. The other stuff that I cut yesterday is poppy. And I bet you that this one is the same. If it's not, it's just awful, awful close. Do 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 do. Hey, hey. What are you doing, little iron? It's doing something. Spitting out water. I didn't tell it to spit out. Okay. Do 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 do. You're so wrong. All right, that's 21. 1, 2, 3.5. Okay. I want to go to 14. Solid red. Would that make a nice skirt? I don't know. It might. Anyway, I can remember some of the clothes I had, and I needed a pair of boots to wear with them. Really pretty. So I must think about that. And I believe it was probably made out of the same kind of material. You know, maybe not, but still seems like it. Okay. I'm impatient. Here I am cutting, and I've got this big ball of stuff. Okay, I'm at 21. $17 and a half. I'm going to have to do that. I'm just going to have to find the tutorial, but I saw somebody wearing one today, and I could see a need for it. And that is headbands that are knotted. It's got a knot that you put up here, or you can put it in the back. But the thing about it is, it can double as an ear warmer in the wintertime. Put it down over your ears. I can't stand for my ears to be cold. Out there on the farm, that happened. Oh my, so cold. Nothing like frostbitten ears or something, you know. I feel bad for the animals. Poor animals. You know, they can't all be in a warm barn. And they go through hell out there. The heat of the summer and the cold of the winter. Yeah, hard life. I was telling my daughter about a barn I saw, you know, way back when. And she says, I think I was with you. So that's pretty cool. We were on our way to the coast. I don't know what we were doing, but we were on our way to the coast. And we crossed paths coming around a bend with this big old barn. Humongous barn. You can't tell as much on the outside, but it was big, and it must have been for sale because we stopped and went in. So you go off of the main floor, off the main road, level ground, and you go into this barn. Well, there's enough room for 3 houses in there. And then you go upstairs or you can go downstairs. So when you go downstairs, that's under the ground. Okay, it doesn't show on the outside. And the animals come in from outside in the back. They come right on in, and that's where you go down and you feed them and everything. So you're under shelter. It was perfect. I have no clue what that thing cost. It had to have been for sale. That had to have been the reason we stopped. I mean, I like to explore, but you don't always get to go do that. So I've got to see if I can't square this out. Do 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 da dum. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. Evidently there is, because you're awful damn close and I'm still not gonna go. I'd really love to. But I can't, so I won't. Let's see if I can get it and get all of that unwrinkled. Okay, we'll just see. That song. Well, I don't know if that's the same one, is it? I think it might be. No, I Will Follow Him. That's the song. When I was a little fine, I mean really little, not even in the 1st grade, Mom and Dad had matching, they always had matching cars, I believe. It seemed like they had, anyway, they had a station wagon. Because when we left church, it was about 8 miles out in the country, I think. And I would lay in the very back and sing to the radio whatever songs were going on the radio. What's going on in there? I'm going to fix that. And it was, I will follow him wherever he may go. There isn't an ocean too deep, a mountain so high that could keep me away from my love. I love him, I love him, I love him, and where he goes I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. He'll always be my true love, my true love, my true love, from now until forever, forever. Okay, now, what did I do? I've messed it up a little bit here, there. Okay, we fixed it. Do-da-da-da-da. I've always loved music, but I bet we all have. I can even remember wondering, what did they do for music way back when? Because I couldn't imagine being without music. And I think I probably said that on here the other day. Okay, so where are we? We are at 15. 1, 2, 3. So 11 and a half is where we need to be. Oops. Come on. Okay. Well, that was difficult. Better move you over there. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'd like a smaller ruler. I guess it's not really a ruler, but just seems to me like it is. Okay, let's get that square. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but trying to get it square so that my lines don't go every which way. Like that one, for some reason, is over. It's not square. Do, 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 do. We'll have to just do it like it is, because I'm not going to worry about it. All right, we're at 22. 1, 2, 3 and a half. 18 and a half. Get over here. Okay, so 18 and a half. 1, 2, 3. So we need 15. Yep. So 11 and a half. Okay. Yes, I could do what that woman did, and I still can. You know, incorporate some other colors and make the strips bigger. Because she took a 10-inch square and cut 3.5 inches by 6.5 inches. And put a different effect on things, but I've not done it before, and we still can. Myself, I've been watching those tutorials and the quilts that are made with different materials, not solids. Not solids. I will follow him. So I need 17 and a half. Anyway, I was talking about the knotted headband. And I can tell you, there is a need for earmuffs. And so it's perfect. You just put a headband on and you keep your ears covered. Might not be totally warm, but I tell you what, it'll take the chill off. 1, 2, 3. So I need a 14. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Just can't seem to make it all the way through. I saw something really interesting earlier. It looked like she was making a table runner. She did it with a square that had 5 rows or 5 pieces of material. I'll have to look at it again. But anyway, yeah, 5 pieces of different material, like I'm going to do the 4. And then she had it all ironed out flat and stuff. And then she took one of these things and put it on the diagonal, sliced it right through the diagonal, and then she turned around and sliced it the other way. So it took 4 pyramids out of the square she had made. 14. Anyway, she kept changing. It was just really cool. They kept changing the design that they could make with that one square. And then they showed the table runner after, and it just was excellent. It was like a kaleidoscope. It really was. 1, 2, 3 and a half. So I need to go to 10 and a half. That's about 10 and a half right there. It's hard to see clean across the thing. And really, if the table was cleaned off downstairs, it would probably be easier. But then again, there's a dog down there. So that means dog hair. And no matter where you're at, you're going to get the dog hair. I just feel like I need to get a pen. And I don't have any in here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the cover on that. I've got work to do, people. Work. This is what I got cut so far. I mean, that's still quite a few. But yeah, I'll have to think about that. What can I make myself in the way of clothing? I guess I'm going to have to let that go, and I don't want to. I want to pin it. I want to leave that put right where it's at. I'm going to have to go to the other room and get some pins if I want to do that. You know what? I can pause. Okay, well, recently I found out about that pause button, so that's what I did. I paused it for a minute. Okay, so I went in and grabbed a couple of pens. They're big pens. But I don't want to lose this thing. I want it to stay. Now that's way above that. That's not where that belongs. Give me that. Okay. Probably just need to forget it. I want it to stay though. Okay. So I undid, it was folded into 4s. So I have to get it into 2s first before I can do that. Even though, well, I can't really say. Well, red is one of my favorite colors. I just don't know what kind of a dress I could make. You know, I was never a fashion person, and it wasn't appreciated. You know, my second husband might would have appreciated that, but my first one didn't. He was just drag. A drag, drag, drag. Quite the drag. Don't appreciate what you got. You got this beautiful thing, and what do? You screwed up, boy. But no, I'm glad. Really, I am. Because who wants to stay in such a relationship as that? Do, 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 do. Okay. Well, this is just wrinkled. But I just don't think it could be any other way after what I put it through. Okay. That's what I need to do is go get all those pins. Pin it together. Okay. Yeah, I'll just have to get those wrinkles out later. Save that for another day. I don't know if I could drive for Uber or if I could. Nancy was doing Uber Eats, and then her ex-husband was doing, taking people to the airport. Sometimes way early in the morning. And the airport was 3/4 of an hour away. You know what? It could be more than that because I think it might have been 75 miles, so maybe over an hour, depending on how fast you drive. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's quite the conundrum, quite the puzzle I've made here. We'll see how it goes. First your money, and then your clothes. I don't have any more pens in here. So I just brought 2 big ones. Okay, that'll just do. I'll do a little bit more and then I will. I might just have to try and shake it out like a sheet, you know, and then, what? And then what? Okay, let's see if we can do this. Go down to 23. Oh, that's a pen. Okay. What's that lump? Okay, there you go. It's 23. Be good, be good, be good, be good. Da-dum. Okay, so probably 19 and a half, I bet you. 1, 2, 3 and a half is 19 and a half. I forgot to take the shield off again. So away I go, and it didn't do a thing. Okay. 16, I bet. Okay. A lot of experimenting going to be going on here. But hopefully it'll turn out really nice. 2, 3 and a half. What I need to do is figure out what I want to do about the back. I've seen some real pretty one-piece made specifically for that. Oh, I'm sweating now. Okay. I'll do a couple more and then I think I'll stop. So where did we end up in our scriptures? Anywhere? Have I done any lately? Have I done any good in the world today? Have I helped someone in need? Doing good is a pleasure, a joy beyond measure. Do 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 do. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Well, my ruler slid a little bit on that one. Just a little, not a lot, but still. It's probably because I had that pen on it. Where's that pen? Give me that pen back. Huh. It's not on that one. All right. I gotta go find my pins. It's not on that one. It's not on that one. Ow. Well, there's one. I got a feeling. Life in the fast lane. Well, that's weird. Could have swore. Well, I know I used two, so I've lost a pen. Okay, well, I've lost a pen in the middle of this fabric somewhere. That's not good. Someone might get stabbed. And it might be me. Let's see, 19 and a half. Which means go to 16. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. There it is, right there. Okay. I'm going, where'd that go? There. Okay, let's go back. 19 and a half. We'll go to 16. Anyway, you have to have a stretch fabric, and I'm not real good at sewing with stretch fabric. And I hope I saved that tutorial, and I'm talking about the knotted headband. Really pretty easy it looked like, but there's a trick to sewing knits, and I don't know what it is yet. Damn it. I'm gonna get all confused. Okay, so what I want to do, I don't know, should I do that? Okay, I'll just do the top. I was going to put the whole thing together, but I think I need to open it up. Okay. Well, maybe I should stop. Where are we at? We're almost an hour. I've got this many cut. And they are so close in color, it's amazing. So I should go get my other phone and see if I can't find out what color it is. One toke over the line. Cover over that so I don't cut myself. Yeah, there's things going on out there, guys, to do with the church. I need to take the time to stop and listen. I mean, I talked to you guys about that earlier, about the possibility of a temple on board a cruise ship. I think that might just be wonderful. And it wouldn't be for cruises, I don't think. Because what I'm thinking is it's going to be a temple where it can dock and people can come that wouldn't be normally able to go. And what a person doesn't know is that in order to go to the temple, you have to have a temple recommend. It's not just you decide to go and you go. That doesn't work that way. You have to qualify for entrance into that temple with a temple recommend. And that means an interview with I think it means an interview with your bishop and an interview with the stake president, your stake president. Oh. Okay. Just got to get it as straight as I can. I figure I can get some of this off of here, and that'll make it easier to take care of the rest. Now, this would make good aprons too, wouldn't it? Because that's another thing I've been thinking about. You know, just different things, but I just don't want to do anything that's hard. And, you know, even though the coasters you wouldn't think is hard, it's still hard on my hands. My fingers, my knuckles, you got to turn them things inside out and pull and yank on them and stuff, and I just don't want to do it. So there. That ended that. I might have made about 15. 12 with, well, actually the coasters themselves, the 5x5 coasters. I made 12 with terry cloth on the back. Itchy nose. Yeah, 12 with terry cloth on the back. And then I made some double-sided ones that were 6x6. I made 4 of those. Those were kitties and puppy dogs. And then, let's see if I can get this to where I can do something. I made a couple of the coaster size that were double-sided too. And also double the padding, the batting. Batting seems so thin. Anyway, the terry cloth was kind of thick, so not thick. It was thin as the way of terry cloth, but it was thick compared to what? I don't know. I lost my noodle. In other words, terry cloth, depending on the towel, can be thick or thin. And the terry cloth that I have on them is from kitchen towels, so it's not very thick. There it is, way down there. I lay my love on you. It's all I wanna do. Every time I breathe, I feel brand new. You opened up my heart, gave me all your love, and walked right through as I lay my love on you. Yes. I yodel. Okay. I guess I could take my glasses off, but really, I mean, I can see the fabric. It's not black, it's red. However, things still get blurry. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I can do a few more. Trying to think, what would be something good? Okay, so I don't know if I sang that to you guys earlier. I bet I did. I did. About, have I done any good in the world today? Have I helped someone in need? And doing good is a pleasure, a joy beyond measure. And I don't know the rest of it. Da da dum, da 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 dum. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Should I go all the way to the end? I can go all the way to the end. Okay, that'll be 24. Square it. Square. 24. Okay, let's go 23 and a half. I think that's it right there. Okay. There we go. 23 and a half. I think that means I'm going to go to 20. Yep. Oh, damn it. Darn it. I don't expect it to not go all the way through. All right, so. Yeah, that was right. Okay. So what would it be? 1, 2, 3, 16 and a half. Okay. We'll say something is not right down there. Am I on something? Okay. Let's go back. We're on 20. Gotta box it. Go 1, 2, 3, 16 and a half. Oh, it's right there. That's why. Cotton picker. Okay, let's take that needle out, that pin. All right, so it's on 16 and a half, so that means I want 13. So if I decided to, but I don't think I'm going to, 13. All right, so we're on 13. 1, 2, 3 and a half. So I need 9 and a half. Well, I had lunch and it was really good, but now I'm hungry. See, sometimes when you go without food, you don't get hungry. Then you eat and you get hungry. As I lay my love on you. Okay, I'll take this pen and bring it down here. Okay. I know I've got plenty. So the next step is going to be trying to figure out what I'm going to sew together. What colors next to each other. And so I got chocolate. That'll go good with red. That'll go good with the blue. I don't know about the green, but it might. And it'll go good with the black. But anyway, I'm going to stop here in a minute. I'm going to have to go figure out what I can do to make me not be ill. Because that's one of my big problems, is if I get hungry, I get sick. So I like to have things that keep me from getting hungry. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. Okay, tell you what, I'm gonna have to go do something. So maybe this is a good time to stop, because I are hungry. And I'll just keep that covered up, and I've got this pent into place. And I got a lot more to go. But yeah, I ought to make me a skirt. So what should I do? Make it go to the floor, or make it just go like these other ones? That was 3 layers. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Thanks for coming along, people. Let me show you how stupid I am sometimes. Really, I should have known better. So you deal with it and you do the best you can. My iron's still hot. I need to probably turn it off, but I need to iron all that material down there. I don't really have an ironing board. This is my makeshift ironing board. So I think I've done enough for now. Enough damage. Wish I knew where those Book of Mormons were. I have 2 Book of Mormons that I can mark and give away. And I haven't been marking them. But it's nice to have a paperback or a hardback, whatever. To have it. I used to just open up the book wherever it laid, you know, wherever it opened up, and then that's where I would read. And you'd find that you needed it. I mean, it was really cool. No, I don't want to do any more. I think I've cut enough. Let me show you. For those of you who haven't seen. And I don't know if you'll be able to see anything, but there's stacks over here. Stacks of material. I just did the green and the turquoise, the brown, the black, and then the red last night. And now this red, which needs more pressing.